What an extraordinary end to the game, Colin.
Oh, it was mental, completely mental. Like, I wasn't there, but I had people at the game, and they were sharing videos on WhatsApp, on everywhere. And the Senegalese fans were on one corner going at it with the security and everybody else, and the Senegalese players walking off the pitch, and then by the coach, and then getting called back by Sadio Mane to come back and complete the game. It was absolute chaos in there. But look, we've got to give credit to Sadio Mane, such a big man, getting players back on, because first of all, Senegal had a goal, what I thought was a very good goal scored, and the referee turned it, and there was no reason for that goal to be denied, because it was the Moroccan who was initiating contact, and he goes down, and then, I mean, the header goes in, it's scored, the goal gets disallowed for the foul, but it should have stood. And then, within minutes, Morocco got a penalty, which I think was the correct call. It was a penalty. Senegal players walk off, and they were 3 minutes away from forfeiting the game because they had 15 minutes to get back. If they hadn't gone back, they would have forfeited the game. But Mane called them back. They go in there, and Brahim Diaz takes the absolute worst penalty I have ever seen in my life. I'm going to call it the karma penalty because, I mean, that's when karma comes back to you straight up. And then what happens? Papa Gueye goes in, scores a fantastic goal. Senegal wins, and my word, I'm still trying to catch my breath.
You're going to ask him about the conspiracy?
Well, why can't you ask him?
Well,
you got a mouth.
but I will ask
Anybody
him.
can ask.
Well, I'm going to ask you, but you get a little bit upset. Oh, you're treading on my toes.
I don't think I've ever said that in my life.
Ask a
I'm just more than happy someone else is doing the work. That's fine. You can ask Colin.
Lazy. Colin, ignore him. There's been a suggestion, albeit on Twitter, should never take it serious, that there was some sort of pact made and Brahim Diaz missed the penalty on purpose, otherwise Senegal would not have come back on the field. That's nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's nonsense. I mean, look at his face after the penalty. He was absolutely distraught, like he was in tears. His teammates were coming to console him, and you could see even the Morocco bench, you could see them with their hands in their heads, you know, just with that penalty miss. It was so terrible. So there's no way that was a conspiracy. But look, yeah, so now look at the penalty again. You can split see, like Brahim Diaz was clearly taken out. That was a penalty. But I think the Senegalese were not just upset at the penalty call, they were upset at the fact that their goal was disallowed, which was a legitimate goal. But beyond that, in the build-up to the game, there are so many complaints against CAF and the organizers. First of all, they weren't given proper security. They only had like 4 or 5 security policemen, and then they had to take a commercial flight, landing in a crowded airport with so many people, no security, nothing. And then they got to the training ground and found they were supposed to train at the same ground that was the base camp of the Morocco team. And they said, look, we're not doing this. We want to train in private. We don't want our training to be seen by the opposition. So it was just that all of that was just the result of so much of a build-up leading to the game. It wasn't just the result of that one goal.
I don't know what. I just don't know. I mean, we were watching.
And here's something else, if I may add. Look, there's been this. You talk about the conspiracy. There's been this whole thing about, you know, everybody saying that the referees were helping Morocco to get to win this title because they've been hosting stuff, helping CAF all along, to the point where even the Morocco coach had to come out and deny that, you know, they were being helped. Well, first of all, they had a penalty that they should have been awarded to Tanzania for almost the same incident where Morocco got a penalty here against Senegal. It wasn't given. Cameroon had a penalty that should have been given for a trip on Brian Mbeumo. It wasn't given. Calvin Bassey for Nigeria was given a yellow card for an incident that was similar to what Senegal have seen here. That wasn't given. So it's just a build-up of all of this just kind of added up, and that's why Senegal acted the way they did. Now, is that allowed, permitted? No. I mean, nobody should do that, but it's just a build-up that this wasn't just a one-off incident.
It's like the final
straw. Forget conspiracies and all that, but
you brought it up.
Yeah, I know, because it just seems so. The penalty seems so bad that you think was just, and Senegal off the field, and is there something going on here? I don't think there was, as Colin said. Let's go into the mind of Brahim Diaz. He knew he was taking the penalty for 12 minutes before they came back on the field.
Yep.
He then comes on, we watched it. He then comes on. They then come on the field. They are flapping about for another 4 or 5.
Yeah, Benjamin Mendy's off his line.
The ball gets spotted. He's about to take it. Mendy's back off his line. So he's now got, I'm guessing, somewhere in the region since the penalty was given, between 15 and 20 minutes from till it was taken. Think about how your mind works. When you have too much time to think, and normally a player has a minute or two to think about a penalty, when you have the best part of 15 minutes minimum, or at least, maybe 20, closer to 20, in one of the biggest games in your career, one of the biggest games for your country, in a huge tournament in AFCON, for that part of the globe, he's been sat there, he's putting it in the left corner high, he's putting it low, he's putting it in the right corner, he's going hard down the middle, he's going low, he's in every scenario. He's going every which way but loose. And that tells you how the mind sometimes just gets so muddled that he's come out, and I'm pretty sure if he'd have taken that penalty straight away and we didn't have all the flapping around going off the field, he probably wouldn't have done that. But he's overthought it and overthought it and overthought it, and in the end, in his mind, the best reasoning he had to taking the best penalty was to try a Panenka down the middle.
Yeah.
And I think that is a classic case of a player, and Frank may agree or disagree, when you have that amount of time, when you have that amount to take a penalty in a game that doesn't mean a lot, it's neither here nor there. But when it's in a game that has so much on it, your mind is just so muddled about what you're going to do to win this for your country that it just clouds the proper judgment. So I don't blame him for that in a sense, even though it was a dreadful penalty. I can only imagine him just sat in the dressing room mulling over what he was going to do, how he was going to win it for his country. And in the end, he's been the one that, if you've been critical, that lost it for Morocco.
Frank, you obviously remain penalty taker back in your career. That's why I wanted you on, just to get your views on this.
Well, I feel for Brahim because for the rest of his life, that will represent something big and kind of a nightmare. And everybody will remind him that. Do you remember when you missed that penalty and on top of it you try to do a Panenka? Remember that Panenka, that was named a Panenka after a player who did it in '76 in a final of the European Championship. But of course, as Craig mentioned, he didn't have to wait like 12, 15 minutes, I don't know, to shoot it. And when you are under so much pressure, the longer it takes to take the penalty, the simpler you have to do it. So shoot on the floor, strongly, on the right side or left side. And if you miss it, nobody will hammer you because you missed it, because it can happen. And you can have regret, but small regret, because you did what you had to do. But there, it's horrible, because he tried to brag, he tried to do too much, and he looks like a fool. And that's horrible. The feeling is horrible, because he would have scored. That would have been a hero. That would have been fantastic. Oh, the guts that he had, to try the Panenka. Yeah, it's good when you put it in the net, but otherwise, it's terrible. And that was terrible to watch.
In that position, I'm taking a run up that you've never seen before.
You're just hitting it as hard as you can.
And I'm running up, and listen, I may go down the middle, and I've done it with penalties. We've all missed penalties, as you know, but I may go down the middle, but I'm going down the middle with pace.
Right.
The one thing that beats a keeper, even sometimes when you hit a bad penalty, is pace. When it's got no pace on it, a keeper has an opportunity, Frank.
Yeah, you know that psychologically there was a shrink who studied it and said, that we should all shoot in the middle, because 75 or 85% of the time the goalkeeper will pick a side. So choosing the middle is a very good option, but not in that matter. As Craig said, shoot strong in the middle, a little bit above the legs of the goalkeeper. He should go in, because the goalkeeper will have to choose. Unfortunately, Benjamin Mendy was very clever and didn't move. Now, again, that's an horrible feeling, and that's what happened, and that's going to be for the rest of his life. That's the worst.
Overall, Colin, away from penalties and what happened at the end, was Senegal the best? Were they worthy winners?
Oh, yeah, most certainly. Look, Even before, after the quarterfinal, I had said that the top three teams at this tournament were Senegal, Nigeria, and Morocco in that order. And I didn't change my mind from that time until now. And I still believe Senegal were the best team at this tournament. The only difference is I think Nigeria, even though they lost to Morocco in the semi-final, are the second best team, and Morocco are only the third best team at this AFCON.
Colin, good man. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with us throughout this whole tournament. Much appreciated. I don't think anyone could have written the script as to how that was going to finish, but Senegal win their second tournament then in 3 seasons. Thank you very much to you, Colin. Just a reminder, Extra Time is available over on our YouTube channel. Stevie speaking nonsense from yesterday. Be sure to check it out.